Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Secretary Blinken. It's great to see you again so soon. I want to thank you for coming before us again and just mention how impressed I've been with your responses on a wide range of topics. There is so much going on in the world and so many things I would love to discuss with you, but I wanted to try and drill down on two things, and then perhaps we can find time for the other things another time. The first is about the direct access program for U.S. affiliated Iraqis. A constituent of mine, Alan Vaught, who bravely served our country and fought in Iraq, wrote to me for assistance with his interpreter, Abdusalam Muhammad Jamil al-Basri, or Sam for short. So let me just tell you a little bit about Sam. Sam had applied for refugee resettlement through the direct access program and had been cleared through the process. When President Trump suspended the program in 2017, Sam had to reopen and start over from the beginning with his case. And he has once again made it to the final stage of the process, only to find that the program has been suspended again due to an ongoing fraud review. And although I certainly understand and appreciate the need for a full review into any fraud committed by US officials or anyone else, the suspension was supposed to end in April, and it seems as though the suspension has been now extended indefinitely. With the humanitarian and security concerns, do you have any updates on when this program will be able to continue or when consular operations will resume at the US Embassy in Baghdad?
Thanks for flagging that because, look, I share your strong commitment to doing right by the people who did right by us. We have to do that. And I'm going to go look into the status of this. I don't know exactly where it stands. We did have a concern related to fraud. We wanted to make sure that the program is fully secure and not take any chances. So there was a review. I don't know the status, but we'll come back to you on that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I was going to say, if you need to get back to me on this, I'm happy to work with you on it. And I think there's a lot of us who are concerned both with Iraqis and Afghanis who served with us, and we're happy to work through anything that the Congress can help you with there. Turning and now to a totally different topic, Mr. Secretary, I want to just quickly discuss the G7 summit, the upcoming summit, and ask about cooperation among our allies to combat the misinformation campaigns perpetrated by countries like China and Russia that we all have discussed today and at length. This is something that I've actually been working on with my colleague from across the pond, member of Parliament named Stephen Morgan, who represents Portsmouth, and it's deeply concerning to both of us. And it was, of course, great to see the development of the rapid response mechanism, which found that misinformation is one of the key tactics used to undermine democracies in the West and around the world. These campaigns also have negative effects on vaccination rates, as you know, and have led to extremist violence. And I want to see if you could speak to what work the U.S. is doing with our allies to disrupt these misinformation campaigns, both at home and abroad, and whether or not that's something that will be discussed at the G7.
Yeah, the short answer is yes. And again, I really appreciate you flagging that. There was a preparatory meeting of the foreign ministers for the G7 that I took part in a few weeks ago in advance of the president going. And this was very much on the agenda. It'll be on the agenda for the leaders. I'm very proud of the fact that the Global Engagement Center here at the State Department is the premier platform now for sharing information, including among our G7 partners, on misinformation of one kind or another. When we see it, we're able to share it. And to your point, and I know you've been focused on leading on this, having in place this rapid response mechanism is really important to be able to turn that information about misinformation into a practical way of countering it. So we're the department, the Global Engagement Center, very focused on this. And yes, it will be on the agenda for the president in a few days.
Well, great. I just want to say I appreciate the leadership that you and President Biden have shown in not only protecting American democracy, but trying to be a beacon, as we always have been, for democracy around the world. Of course, as a former voting rights attorney, I can say that the best medicine for us in our foreign policy is to get our own house in order. And I'm working on that as well. But thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being with us. I'll yield back my final 30 seconds and say, congratulations on nearly getting through this hearing with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.